Alright, today's cleaning day, so I figured it'd be a nice time to introduce you to all of my geckos. And because I'm going to be starting this page for geckos and about my breeding projects. This is my newest, Calamity Jane. She is going to be a year in just a couple more days. And let's see, I'm going to weigh her today to find out what she weighs now. I've had her for about 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks-ish, not quite a month. She is going to be one of my breeders. She is a Max Snow Raptor, and she has a pH of Blizzard. And her little boyfriend is Wild Bill Hickok. Yes, Calamity Jane and Wild Bill. Yeah, I like the Wild West. I love Deadwood. It's one of my favorite places. I try to visit there once a year. I absolutely love South Dakota, love Deadwood, and so Calamity Jane and Wild Bill. And he is a Max Snow Eclipse, so they're going to make pretty babies together eventually when she's ready. She's pretty docile. She just shed, so she's not like in the best of moods, but see, she's very docile, very sweet, very pretty. But look at that color on her. Isn't she gorgeous? Now I'm going to weigh her. She's kind of wiggly on the scale. Either her front is hanging half off or her tail's hanging half off, so I never get an accurate weight unless I use a little box. And what I do is I just put her in the little box where she feels nice and safe and cozy, and it's just big enough for her. I weigh her with the box, then I weigh her outside of the box, or I mean I weigh the box without her in it, and then I just kind of do a quick math to subtract the two, and that is how I find out how much she weighs. So let's weigh. First I'm going to weigh the box here. I put this on here. The box is, let me just get that box here nice and good. 172 grams. All right, the box is 172. So let's take her and put her in. And this is kind of a generally, if it says like 171, it's probably a little bit more because the scale is not perfect. Go inside your box. Go. You gotta go inside the box. There you go. Go inside the box. Let me go and go inside the. Calamity, you gotta let go of me. Go inside the box. Go on. Go inside the box. There you go. It's a nice box. There. See. Okay. Don't come out of the box. Don't come. Okay. She's not gonna cooperate with anything today. Okay, let's try to weigh you outside of the box then, okay? You wanna be weighed outside of the box? Come on. All right, let's try to weigh outside the box. But you can't be all wriggly. You gotta get your tail perfectly on here. Come here. Tail, butt, everything perfectly on. She's kind of off center, but we are going to say, let me push her a little bit further. 50 grams. She is 50 grams, and see this, I don't know, this thing is, okay, let me try it again. See, this is not the best scale, but it's the only scale I have at this moment that weighs in grams. Let me just zero it out again. Stay. I'm telling her to stay like it. This is not going to be a good weighing day. Okay, I got the scale to work. So it's time to take her on the scale. And then after the scale, I put her in her nice clean cage. Stay nice and cozy there. 50. She is 50. There you go. I just have to put her poop pad and her picture back down. She's got her multivitamin and calcium, clean water, clean humid hide, cool hide, and warm hide. And then I just got to put this back in there when I get her poop pad back on, and she'll be good to go. And that is Calamity Jane. just causing a calamity wherever she goes, even with trying to get her weighed. That's okay. Next is Wild Bill. All right, Bill, let's get you weighed real quick if you're going to cooperate with me. Stay. 87 grams. All right, Bill. Come here, Bill. This is Wild Bill. Now, originally, Wild Bill was Ed Warren, and I had purchased him from a breeder. He is a Max Snow Eclipse, and I think there might be, I think I gotta look it up again, but he's Het Tremper, I believe. And he's a big one. His little tail's chunking out. He's a chunky monkey, and he is so sweet. He's probably the sweetest one of the bunch. The first time I unpacked him, gosh, you are getting to be a chunky monkey. First time I unpacked him, after he was delivered, I was putting him in his enclosure, and I was just kind of moving something around, and he crawled up my arm and onto my shoulder. And he's very curious. He never had really an acclimation time. He just wanted to explore and be held and be fed pretty much right away. Hi. He doesn't like being in his enclosure, so I'll take him, put him in my lap real quick. But he's very gentle. He loves rubbies. He loves to have his head rubbed, and he loves, like I said, he loves to explore. Hey, handsome. So he is Calamity Jane's husband. Now, what happened was, the reason he had a different name is when I purchased him, I also purchased another little girl, and her name was Lorraine Warren, and I named them after the famous demonologists, Ed and Lorraine Warren. You might have heard of them from the Conjuring series, but they were real people. And Lorraine, I believe, is 92 years old right now, and Ed died in 2006. But they were real people, and the Conjuring story is based on a real story of the Perron family. But that's who I named him after because I'm a paranormal investigator, and Ed and Lorraine Warren are pretty much renowned names in my field. So, but unfortunately, what happened with Lorraine is, I'm not sure how it happened, but when she arrived, she was very kind of unstable. She was kind of, wobbling a little bit. I just figured she was in a box for, 24 hours and not able to move. So I figured, something there, must be just a little stiff. She'll be fine. But as things progressed, she wasn't thriving, and I took her to a vet, and they said she had a brain injury similar to shaken baby syndrome, and they think what happened is somewhere along in delivery she got stirred up real bad, and the delivery was a disaster. FedEx delivered her. I was home waiting. I have dogs that bark like crazy when anybody comes to the door, so somebody was home, and they, my dogs would have alerted me if they arrived, and I found out that she was just lying, and we have an enclosed porch. My mom's porch is completely enclosed to protect from any elements, and they didn't even bother to get that far. They just dumped her on the, just before the porch and ran. No door knock, no nothing. It was just a disaster from the get-go. The box wasn't in perfect shape when it arrived. It looked like it had a few nicks, and so we think that something happened during delivery, and she passed away. I wasn't sure I wanted to do the breeding program after that because I was kind of devastated, but Ed is such a beautiful specimen. Just look at him. And his temperament is perfect. His personality is perfect. And I figured, well, let's give him a new start. So I gave him a new name, a new identity that fits his personality just a little bit more. Wild Bill Hickok from the Wild West. And eventually I found him a little wifey. And so pretty soon, I'm not ready to breed her just yet because she's not exactly the weight I want her to be. She's 50 grams, which a lot of people say between 48 and 50 is a good weight, but I want her to at least be 55 minimum. So she's got a little bit of growing to do, but eventually, they'll mate and they'll make pretty babies. But that's Wild Bill. I just kind of wanted to introduce him before I go and clean his enclosure so I can let him go back. They've already met. I wanted to kind of size compare them just kind of see their temperaments with each other. He did the tail flick because she is ovulating, and I don't know if that makes a difference or if he just sees a female and flicks his tail, but he was very docile around her, minus the tail flick. She really didn't show much interest, but she didn't show any disinterest. They didn't fight. They didn't seem to have any issues with each other, so that's a positive sign. Again, both of their temperaments are amazing. So I know you just want to be out. You don't like being enclosed. You just want to be out and exploring, but it's not safe when mama can't look at you. Because I gotta go clean your cage real quick. But like I said, their temperaments are perfect for each other, and they met each other and everything worked out. No, like I said, my biggest concern with the mating is always that the female won't be receptive, or he'll get upset or anxious and they'll fight, and I don't want that. So, but so far, nope. I know you want to be on my lap and you want to explore and you want to climb on my shoulder, but not right now, honey. Not right now. But yeah, that's Wild Bill. And after this, you will be meeting my very first gecko, and her name is Cecilia. All right, this is the grumpus of the family. Her name is Cecilia. I've had her the longest, and of course, she has this, she likes to walk in powder, so, and she is, oh, hold on, I had to zero it out first. Okay, here we go. All right, you know what? I gotta zero it out, Cecilia. Come here. There we go. She's roughly about 103, 104, 5, 105 grams. And as I said, she's the grumpy one of the family. She's been here with me for about 3 years. There we go. She is a chunky monkey. She just came out of brumation, and basically what that means is it's kind of like a hibernation, but not a hibernation. She kind of lives off her fat cells for the most part. All winter, she rarely eats. She'll maybe eat once every couple weeks, and not very much. In fact, she just ate for the first time, I'd say a couple days before she shed. So it's been about 5 days now since she's had her last meal. I offer every day. I'm one of those that I just want to make sure if you're hungry, you're hungry. If you're not, you're not. It's okay. Either way, it's your decision, but I always offer. And she usually turns it down right around this time. But she's coming out of it. She's eating a little more frequently. Before it'd be like every 3 weeks. Now it's every 1.5 to 2 weeks. And pretty soon it'll be every week or every 5 days as she starts to lose some of the chunky. But as you can see, she is very chunky. She has unknown genetics. She is a pet. I do not breed her. I do not plan on breeding her because I don't know what her genetics are. I don't know, anything about her parentage. So she is mainly a pet. But she's a grumpy one. She's not as docile as the others. She's got her attitudes. She's got her moments. And a problem with her is the same problem I have with Bill, who's in a shower right now because I'm checking his tummy. Let's give him a quick peek here. He's not gonna let me. They both tend to roll their butts in their calcium dishes. And so sometimes they look milky like they're about to shed. Sometimes it looks like they got stuck shed on them, but it turns out that they've just been rolling. As you can see, like she's got kind of a dull color on the side here. And I don't know if that's because she's getting ready to shed again or if it's because she's been rolling in her calcium dish. Like I said, that's a problem with her and Bill a lot. In fact, I might switch, put her in the water real quick just to kind of rinse her off and take Bill out and let him dry and then check him over. But there you go. You see she has that powder. Oh, there we go. She sees Bill. Oh, she saw him. Oh, that's not going good. See, she is not happy. She is not happy because she saw Bill. Okay, you know what, Cece? I'm gonna put him away. Here, Bill, we're gonna move out of her line of vision because she does not like you. I'm sorry. As much as I love you, she doesn't love you. I'm sorry. That's why we always introduce first. Always introduce first, because you never know how they're going to react, and she is a cranky little one. I love her, but she is cranky. But if you look at her feet, it looks like she's got stuck shed on her toes, but I'm actually thinking that's just leftover calcium from getting her feet wet and then walking in her calcium dish. Because I'm not seeing anything on any other toes except the front feet. So, all right, I'm gonna let her calm down. I'm gonna give her a quick little dip in the water, and then that's it. But that's all of my geckos right now. Eventually, I will have babies to introduce you to. Yeah, see, she's calmed down already. She can't see them, so she's happy. That was an interesting experiment I didn't actually mean to have. I thought he was far enough out of her sight that it wouldn't have been a big deal, but apparently it was. And this is why she's single. You're just like me. That's why we're single. We're both grumpy.